He had steady hands, a warm smile, and the kind of quiet patience that life's hardships tend to carve into a person. But beneath that calm surface was a man who felt like he was drowning. Ethan's workshop was his sanctuary. It was a small wooden room behind his house, smelling of sawdust and aging timber, filled with tools that were older than he was, and countless projects he never had the time to finish. See, when he was younger, Ethan had big dreams. He wanted to be a master craftsman, to open his own furniture studio, and to share his passion with others, teaching them the beauty of creating something with your own two hands. But life has a way of burying our dreams under the weight of responsibility. His father passed away far too young. The bills started piling up, a relentless tide that never seemed to recede. His family needed him. So, Ethan did what any good man would do. He traded his dreams for duty. He put his ambitions on a shelf and started working long, grueling hours, not creating, but repairing what others had thrown away. For years, his life fell into a monotonous, draining cycle. Work, eat, sleep, repeat. His body was tired, sure, but it was his spirit that felt the most exhausted. It was a slow fade, a quiet surrender he hadn't even realized was happening. One evening, after another bone-weary day, Ethan walked into his workshop to fix yet another broken chair. But this time something was different. Instead of picking up his tools, he just sat down. He let the profound silence of the room wash over him. The setting sun poured through a dusty window, painting his face in streaks of gold. But inside, he felt nothing but a hollow emptiness, and a voice barely above a whisper. He finally asked the question he had been avoiding for years, the one that had been lurking in the shadows of his mind. Is this really the life I'm meant to live? Just as he was about to get up and leave, to push the thought away one more time, his eyes fell on an old wooden box, tucked away in a corner, covered in a thin layer of dust. It was a project he had started when he was just 20 years old. He had planned to gift it to himself when he made it. The carvings were only half done, the lid unfinished. It was a dusty, forgotten symbol of a dream he once believed in so fiercely. He reached out and picked it up, running his fingers over the intricate, incomplete patterns. And in that moment, something shifted inside him. For the first time in what felt like an eternity, his heart stirred. It wasn't a lightning bolt, not a dramatic revelation. It was a quiet, gentle flicker of a flame he thought had long gone out. That night, Ethan made a decision. It wasn't a grand, life-altering plan. It was just a small, simple promise to himself. He said, "I will show up every day. No matter how broken I feel." And that's exactly what he did. He kept that promise. Some days, fueled by a newfound spark, he worked for hours in his shop after his day job. Other days, when the exhaustion felt overwhelming and his spirit was low, he'd only manage 10 minutes. But the crucial thing was, he showed up every single day. He started with that old wooden box, slowly, painstakingly completing the carvings he'd abandoned 2 decades earlier. Then he moved on to small pieces of his own design. Then bigger, more complex commissions started to take shape under his skilled hands. His workshop, once a symbol of his fatigue, slowly began to fill up first with fresh sawdust, then with a renewed sense of purpose. People in town started to notice the quality of his work, the passion evident in every joint, in every polished surface. It spoke for itself. A neighbor, admiring his craft, asked him to build a custom dining table. A new cafe down the street wanted unique wooden shelves. The orders began to trickle in, slowly at first, then a little faster, and then, before he knew it, they were constant. Ethan was no longer just repairing old, discarded furniture. He was creating masterpieces. He was building his dream, one piece of wood at a time. 3 years passed. The very same workshop that once felt like the heaviest part of his life, a daily reminder of his deferred dreams, had become the birthplace of his future. Ethan finally opened his own carpentry studio. The dream he had buried so long ago, under a mountain of responsibility and fear, was now a reality. But the real victory wasn't the studio, as incredible as that was. It was something far quieter, far deeper. In the process of showing up for his craft, he had found himself again. He had reclaimed the man he was always meant to be. Whenever people asked him how he managed to turn his life around so completely, Ethan never gave long, complicated speeches about hustle or grand strategies. He would just smile his warm, familiar smile and say something simple. He'd say, "I showed up, even when I felt broken." That's it. Most people don't fail because they're weak. They fail because they stop showing up. And he would always end with this piece of advice. Keep showing up, even if all you can do today is take one small step forward. One day, you'll look back and realize that small step was the beginning of a whole new life. Ethan's story is a powerful reminder for all of us. You don't need to feel perfect to begin something new. You don't have to be strong every single day to continue. You just need to show up, especially on the days you feel your weakest. Because sometimes, it's in those moments of feeling broken, when we find the courage to take that one small step, that our most profound transformations begin. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content that inspires. See you in the next one.